Glacier National Park thrilled with attendance numbers even after a season affected by fire.
Shocking new details emerge in the Bozeman avalanche that killed a skier over the weekend.
And you'll experience the chills and thrills of Missoula's popular haunted house.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on KPAX, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, I'm Jill Valley.
And I'm Dennis Bragg. For the first time ever, Glacier National Park's annual visitation tops 3 million people.
And the park reaches this milestone even with the western side of the park shut down because of wildfires. The park was already well on pace to set a new record early in the summer. For the first time in Glacier's history, more than 1 million people have come through the gates in July alone, which was a jump of more than 23%. Park visits continued strong in August, but then much of the west side of the park, including the popular Going to the Sun Road, closed after the Sprague fire began to rage in September. But even with the drop, visits through the east side entrance remain strong, and there are still 2 months to add to the total visitor total. Last year, the 2015 record was also broken by the end of September.
Firefighters in California are still working hard around the clock to contain at least 17 major wildfires still burning in the state. At least 15 people have been killed, thousands of homes and businesses destroyed, mostly in the northern part of California.
Danielle Nottingham has the latest from Santa Rosa, California, where some residents are returning to utter devastation.
Everything's burnt to the ground. Nothing's left.
Across northern California's wine country, stunned residents like Dale Reinhardt are taking stock of the devastation around them.
I just bought $420 worth of clothes on sale, and all my clothes are gone.
The entire trailer park in Santa Rosa, where Reinhardt lives, was reduced to ashes as wildfires, fanned by 70-mile-per-hour winds, consumed homes and businesses in the region.
These tanks are all full of Sauvignon Blanc.
Numerous wineries like the Paradise Ridge Winery in Sonoma County also went up in flames, along with nearly 100,000 bottles of wine.
A lot of people lost their house and lost everything, so I think we can rebuild this.
Fire officials hope improved weather conditions will help them contain some of these fires. In the meantime, crews are in neighborhoods putting out hot spots and trying to protect the homes that are still standing.
This is an enormous fire.
Aside from fighting the fires, the Sonoma County Sheriff says search teams, including members of the California National Guard, have already begun scouring burned and evacuated areas to find hundreds of people still unaccounted for.
We've actually located 57 people safely. So a lot of communication issues, a lot of power issues.
Calmer winds and higher humidity have helped firefighters further south, battling the wildfire burning in the Anaheim Hills. But like others in the state, it's still far from contained. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Santa Rosa, California.
In our corner of the world, be prepared for some rain, maybe some snow as a cold front starts to move through our part of the state. Erin Yost joins us now from the Storm Tracker Weather Center. Erin.
Yeah, we're getting to that time of the year where chances of us seeing some accumulating snow, most of our valley locations, starts to increase, and we do have that potential here as we push the latter part of this work week. Today, Hamilton First Security Bank ICAM, you can see a mix of clouds and sun. It was a very pleasant day. Most of us saw our temperatures right around average, if not slightly above, for this time of year, but those clouds have thickened up, and that's as our next cold front approaches. It'll move through beginning tomorrow morning in northwest Montana, pushing further to the south and the east throughout the afternoon with some scattered mountain snow, valley rain, and then the cold air settles in. All those details coming up.
A Bozeman mountaineer took his own life after his girlfriend was killed in an avalanche in southwest Montana over the weekend. The Gallatin County Sheriff's Office says 23-year-old Igna Perkins was skiing with her boyfriend, 27-year-old Hayden Kennedy, in the southern Madison Range on Saturday. Now, Kennedy was able to hike out of the mountains, although he was partially buried. But according to a statement released by his family, he took his own life. His grief over losing his girlfriend was too great. Kennedy was a Colorado native known to many in the outdoor world for his climbing expeditions. The incident does remain under investigation. For the second time, a plan to turn an old building into a new jail in the Flathead has failed.
And as Nicole Miller reports, the latest idea to buy land in Columbia Falls has been shut down by Flathead County commissioners.
Flathead County's plan to purchase 24 acres of Weyerhaeuser property in Columbia Falls has been nixed. County commissioners voted against the purchase. The county was eyeing the property as a solution to the ongoing jail crisis, but plans to build a 260-bed, 60,000 square foot jail here will not move forward. Commissioner Phil Mitchell joined the meeting via telephone. He voted against the plan.
We just, one, probably need more time, and two, we need to do more diligence and just see where we end up. Right now, we don't see where this could work out for the moment.
The commissioners made the decision following a brief period of public comment where one person spoke out against the plan, saying more time should be taken by the community to gather data for the case.
Let's not be hasty in this decision, because Sheriff Curry did a good job of selling us on the fact that he has an overcrowded jail. What we haven't decided together as the public is that just the symptom, and what are the causes and effects?
Others voiced concerns at community meetings last month about the safety of a jail near homes, nearby trains causing lack of sleep for inmates, and higher taxes. Reporting in Columbia Falls, Nicole Miller, MTN News.
Flathead County has about $7 million in the bank to build a new jail, but they say it's going to cost as much as $50 million in order to actually make that happen. Well, it's more than a year before the election, and things already percolating in the 2018 race for Montana's sole U.S. House seat.
MTN's chief political reporter Mike Dennison says the Democrats are gearing up.
Montana's only congressman, Republican Greg Gianforte, took office just 4 months ago after a special election in May and is running for re-election next year. Potential Democratic opponents aren't wasting any time getting their campaigns up and running. This week, Billings attorney John Heenan reported raising $325,000 for his 2-month-old campaign, including $100,000 of his own money.
I'm not a politician, and so when you run for office, you don't know how it's going to go. It's like having a party and you don't know if people are going to show up, and people are showing up, and it's really exciting. There's just been tremendous enthusiasm, and so it's wonderful.
And former Land Trust Director Grant Keir of Missoula says his campaign raised $192,000 in just under 3 weeks in September.
I think people know that I'm in this race because I believe in Montanans' ability to come together and solve problems, and they're demonstrating that they believe in me and my message on that front. So I do believe that we can sustain this pace and that people are going to continue to support us.
Heenan and Keir probably aren't the only Democrats hoping to take on Gianforte in 2018. State Representative Tom Woods of Bozeman has scheduled a campaign kickoff event this Thursday at the Baxter Hotel in downtown Bozeman. Heenan says he'll be putting plenty of miles on his vehicle as he travels the state to introduce himself to voters.
I have a track record of standing up to powerful companies and powerful special interests and winning, and I intend to bring the same formula that I've used as a prosecutor and a trial lawyer on behalf of the state of Montana and the people of Montana to represent them and only them and their best interests.
And Keir says he thinks Democrats are fired up about the House race, which they haven't won in more than 20 years.
We feel like we have a good opportunity to win this seat, and I feel like we are excited about the candidates that we're bringing forward, and I'm proud to be in that group.
Gianforte will be filing his campaign finance report this weekend. Reporting from Helena, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
And Democrats will choose their nominee for the race in a primary election next June.
Do you like a good scare?
Uh-huh.
Depending. Well, they say that some new ownership is promising a lot of extra thrills and a more terrifying experience than ever at a popular Missoula haunted house this year.
MTN's Kent Lutzen got into the Halloween spirit and brings us the sights and sounds of what anyone can expect.
The storyline this year is basically like a motel in the middle of nowhere, and the people that run the motel dig a pothole in the highway, so at night you hit the pothole, your car breaks down, and then you have to stay. But these people that run the hotel have basically they believe that they need to sacrifice people and pour their blood on the fields so their fields grow well. The reason they believe that is because there's actually demons that live in the catacombs under a church that's in the field behind the motel.
Oh my God! They told me to do it, I'm sorry. Yes, I can't wait.
So Kent got scared. What are you doing?
Can I come out from under the desk?
We're going to be okay.
That looks
It's
scary.
like American Horror Story comes to Missoula. What an imagination on those folks who came up with that story.
That's a deep story, I'll tell you. Coming up after the break, bust out your raincoats and umbrellas. Aaron will be back with your forecast for the rest of the week.
And later, we're still talking about the hurricane in Puerto Rico and what people are now facing as they continue to recover from that devastating storm.